Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Denise, hey, and I'm back with another review. Alright, as you guys know, I'm super obsessed with like TV and movies, so you guys are going to be seeing quite a few reviews on here. So I just finished binge watching on Netflix, Good Girls. So Good Girls is actually on NBC. It's an NBC show. However, I don't know when, but they recently put it on Netflix, and so I just binge watched it like the other day, and I'm so happy I did because guys, I loved Good Girls, alright? And it was a little bit, you know, I didn't really see it coming in terms of, look, I tend to do this, and I try and tell myself not to do this, but I tend to judge a book by its cover, if you guys know what I mean. When I first heard about Good Girls, I was like, okay, it's probably just gonna be like really silly or whatever. Well, I ended up watching it, and I ended up loving it. It was nothing of what I expected. It was funny, but then it was also kind of messed up, but it was so good and so different actually from other shows that I've seen. But before I get into my thoughts and my opinions about the show, I'm going to give you a brief breakdown on what the show is about. Alright, so the show's about three women. They're all moms. They end up robbing a grocery store. So they rob this grocery store because, let's face it, they all need money. And because they do this, they end up getting in trouble with this gang, and specifically this gang member. So they end up kind of going from good suburban housewives to total bad girls, like literally bad girls, alright? They do some bad stuff, but here we go, let me break it down for you. They each have a different reason for why they're getting involved in these bad stuff. Beth is about to lose her house because her husband who cheated on her basically spent all his money on that girl, and now, you know, she could lose her house. So that's how she ends up getting into all this trouble. Ruby, as I mentioned, she has a sick daughter who has like these crazy medical expense bills, so that's why she gets involved. And then Annie, she's a single mom. She's only making like $9 an hour as a grocery clerk, so she also needs the money. So all these women essentially need the money for good reasons. In the show, they basically rob this grocery store, and then they end up getting in trouble with this gang because the gang was actually like laundering money or using that grocery store as like a hideout, or I don't even know. I don't get the terms, whatever. So the point is that they basically end up having to do all these things just to pay back the money to the gang, to Rio, who's the leader of the gang. And in doing so, they end up crossing the border of Canada with like money in their car. They end up doing like all these illegal things, and then eventually it just gets out of hand. So the reason why I liked this show is because it was funny, but it was also like messed up, you know, like you saw them doing these things, and I mean, obviously I would never want to do those things because you could end up in jail, but you see them and they're good people and they're doing these horrible things. Why? Because they really need the money, and you can't help but to, like, you know, agree with them. You know, for example, like Ruby with her daughter. Her daughter needs what? She needed a new kidney or something? Yeah, a kidney. And she needed like $80,000 for her to get a kidney. Like, come on, who wouldn't do something crazy for their kid just to get that money? So I feel like because they all had good reasons and they were all good people and they just kind of got stuck in the situation, you couldn't help but to root for them even though you knew that they were doing bad things. So that's pretty much what the show is about. However, now let's go into the ending. So if you haven't seen this show, I suggest stopping this video now because there are spoilers ahead. So throughout the TV series, we sort of see Beth kind of, she turns into a bad girl. She goes from like amazing mom, she still is an amazing mom, but she goes from like good girl, suburban mom to like this boss woman, and she's like wants the power. She wants like what comes with it, even though she's not necessarily crazy about like getting a gun to her head or being put in danger. She still kind of likes the thrill, I think. That's kind of what I got from this. And then, alright, so this hasn't been like really mentioned, but I feel like the showrunners were sort of playing with this. I think that Beth is actually in love with Rio. Alright, I don't know if that was just me because I thought Rio was cute, but I felt that Beth was actually like had the hots for him because she was like tough around everyone else, but she sort of kind of felt a little bit weak to her knees, weak to her knees when she would talk to Rio. So I feel like they're kind of playing with a little bit of a love romance there, but I could be wrong. In the ending, Rio needs to get revenge now on the three girls because they sort of put him in jail and they tipped off the police about what they were doing in the grocery store. But he gets out, which they didn't really explain that, how he got out, but he got out. And when she comes home in the last episode, when she comes home, Rio has beaten up her husband. He's a bloody pulp. He's just there like swollen, bloody, a mess. He tried fighting Rio and it did not go well. So they're sitting at the table. He has him by the hair and he basically tells Beth that she's the one that has to deal with it. She's begging him not to kill them, not to kill her husband. And he says, oh, I'm not going to kill anyone. You're going to do it. So the ending is literally Beth holding up the gun and kind of pointed it. We don't really know who she's pointing it at. It could either be her husband or it could be Rio. So now, season 2 is out March 3rd. Alright, that's literally a few weeks away. And we're going to know what Beth decided, which I don't know if you can really tell. So I was watching the season 2 trailer and the first look on YouTube. And basically from what I saw, they're still going to be continuing their life of crime, all three women. However, my question is, how are they going to justify it? Before, they would justify it as, oh, my daughter was sick, we need the money, etc., etc. Now we know they've made some money. They must have some savings, but they're going to continue this life of crime because you see them with like tons of money in a truck. There's a clip where Ruby says that like, oh, now we're drug dealers. So now we know they're drug dealers too. So, and then there's another clip where we see, I believe it's Beth, who is like washing the rug off because it's full of blood. So we know that no good has happened. They're still going to be doing bad stuff. But here are some of the questions. One is, who does Beth kill? Or does she even kill anyone at all? Does she find a way out? Does she kill her husband, who, let's face it, hasn't been the greatest person either? He cheated on her and then lied to her about having cancer. He's not necessarily the best guy. And then there's Rio. Rio's a gang member. He's bad, but it's sort of a given already. He's a gang member, so he's supposed to be bad, right? So, and then she kind of has the hots for him, or at least I think so. So is she going to kill her husband, who did try and help her, and join Rio in a life of crime? Or is she going to kill Rio, save her husband, who's still, after all, the father of her children, and sort of, take over his spot, take over his place, and replace him as the main, I don't know, gang member girl? I don't know the terms, alright? So, I don't know what's gonna happen there. Me, I personally want her to kill her husband. I know that sounds really bad, but it's a TV show, alright guys? So, I think she should kill him because, let's face it, he cheated on her and he lied to her about having cancer. That's not very nice. And because I kind of want to see what she does with Manny, you know? I feel like there could still be a lot more of a storyline with Manny. So, I'm wondering if they're ever going to have a romance, like, what's going to happen there? So, because of that, I want her to sort of pick Manny's side. The next question is Ruby. Ruby. So in the first look features or whatever for season 2, they show her husband sort of trying to tell her, like, you need to go to the cops, you need to tell them everything you did and who you did it with. But that means she would go to jail. But then again, how is she going to save her marriage if she doesn't tell the truth? So that's what I'm wondering with her. With Annie, it's more sort of, you know, what's going to happen with her? Is she going to keep her daughter? Is she not going to keep her daughter? I feel like with Annie, we still need like a bigger storyline. There really isn't anything that I'm specifically looking forward to for season 2 with Annie. I think right now I'm more focused on Ruby and Beth, but you know that it's going to come together for season 2. Alright, so pretty much my closing thoughts on Good Girls is I suggest you watch it. If you like comedy and dark humor, is it dark humor? I think so. If you like all of that, I highly suggest Good Girls. It's a fun show. It's refreshing. I definitely give it a thumbs up. Hold on, someone's knocking on my... Alright, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, I definitely recommend this show. I think it's a fun show, and I think people should watch it. Again, it's out March 3rd on NBC for season 2. So yes, thumbs up on this show. Alright guys, I hope you liked my review slash recap slash summary slash questions for this video, for this TV show. Oh my god, I don't know how to talk anymore. Why don't I even have a YouTube channel? Okay, Alright, the point is, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reviews and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If it sucked, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get really better at my reviews, okay? Trying to get better here. Alright, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!